You're going to pick that up, and in the heart of the good energy, we have Anastasia, but first I'll send it back to Anthony Morley because he can see everything that's going on, and he's sitting next to Mr. Esso.
Welcome back to live coverage of the parade celebrating 25 years of sponsorship by a magnificent sponsor, Esso. And sitting with me tonight is Mr. Valentino Hanna. He is the lead country manager for Esso. Mr. Hanna, I remember some 25 years ago, you were looking as if you're 25 years old then, and 25 years later, you're looking the same way. What's the secret?
The secret is staying around these kids, being involved in this Junior Junkanoo program. The energy, the excitement, the enthusiasm, the passion around SO Junior Junkanoo will keep you young, Anthony.
Wow. Let me ask again. What motivates you? What motivates SO to sponsor a parade like this for 25 years?
Well, you know, Anthony, the SO Junior Junkanoo Parade got its start from the desire of a group of people at SO, primarily Keith Clinton, wanting to take what we used to do then, which was sponsor an art contest, which had its merits, which was wonderful, and it touched some people. But we wanted to do something that touched more of the SO customers all at one time. And Keith had a little bit of money back then, and he said, what can we do? How can we do something to be a part of Junkanoo? Because, you know, the power of Junkanoo is wondrous and magical. And Keith, having grown up in Nassau, was very much involved in Junkanoo. He's a Saxon. And he said, I want to find a way for Esso to be a part of Junkanoo. And he collaborated with Gina Mortimer at the Ministry of Youth and Culture and Volo. And that was how Esso got its start in Junior Junkanoo. And I'll tell you another thing, Anthony. This whole silver anniversary celebration has even taught me some things about Junior Junkanoo in the Bahamas. I thought when I was hired at ESO in 1989, I thought that the first youth parade or Junior Junkanoo parade had occurred the year before in '88 when we started sponsoring the parade. I found out in the exercise that we have done this year that the first actual youth Junkanoo parade was a few years before at the celebration of the 10th anniversary of independence. And in working this year with the ministry, with the coordinators of the Junior Junkanoo Parade, we were involved in we involved the Bahamas International Film Festival. Leslie Vanderpool, she came to us, and it was such a strange coincidence. She came to us and she said, this was at the beginning of the year, and she said, I want to do my Make a Film in a Day program on Junior Junkanoo.
Wow.
So we said, we felt like, this was a blessing in disguise. This just dropped into our laps because we had been brainstorming with Vola and Eddie Dames and Dr. Moxie Brown, and with the former Minister of Youth and Culture before the current minister. We had been brainstorming on what could we do to make the 25th year a little bit different. What could we do? Junkanoo is already special. The ESO Junior Junkanoo Parade with these kids is super special. So what can you do after 25 years that could make this different? And this Bahamas International Film Festival program dropped into our laps. So that even threw us into the schools even earlier than we would normally be involved in the preparations for Junior Junkanoo. And we got the wonderful opportunity to see kids from several different high schools, AF Adderley, CI Gibson, one or two others, who actually got the opportunity to work with a professional film crew and make a movie about Esso Junior Junkanoo. And that movie aired for the first time on Sunday night at the Bahamas International Film Festival.
That's amazing.
It was magical.
And that's a magnificent accomplishment. Mr. Hanna, if you notice tonight, the crowds are very well behaved. Lots of families, lots of parents, children. Um, would you say Junkanoo in the future is in good hands?
I would say Junkanoo in the future or the future for Junkanoo is in wonderful hands. I believe it used to be something that we used to say that Junior Junkanoo was the feeder program to Senior Junkanoo. Junior Junkanoo has become the feeder program for the Senior Junkanoo program. When I heard you talking a little bit earlier with Senator Burrows, who is an SO dealer at our South Beach on the run. Greg Burrows has been a Junkanooer for longer than there was SO Junior Junkanoo. And for Greg to speak the way about the Junior Junkanoo program feeding Junkanooers into the Senior Junkanoo program the way he did, you're talking, this is a guy who has Junkanoo experience, who knows what it means to come on Bay Street and perform. And when he says that there are youngsters performing in SO Junior Junkanoo that are a part of the senior groups already, and he's not guessing that, he knows that. So I believe that the SO Junior Junkanoo Parade has become the wonderful training ground for Junkanoo in the future. And these kids, I mean, I myself have actually watched children grow from school, and the one that comes to mind is the government high school, because in the earlier years I was very, very much more involved because of my role at ESO in the Junior Junkanoo program, and I was very close to the magic of at Government High. I have watched kids grow up through Government High School and are now in the
senior program.
They're a force to reckon with in the senior program.
Let me ask, I'm trying to get this conversation going. I put the question to the Honorable Minister, also his director, and there's positive talk about possibly moving the Junior Junkanoo Parade to the stadium. I'd like to know what is your position on that.
Moving it to the National Stadium. It is an interesting discussion. There are so many variables, Anthony, that go into Junkanoo and what Junkanoo is, what creates the experience for the people that attend the Junkanoo Parade. Bay Street, I did not grow up in Nassau. I actually grew up in Freeport, and I may get challenged on this, but Junkanoo is a little bit different in Freeport than it is in Nassau. I did not.
That's a good way to put it.
It's just a little bit different. So I was not really impacted. I didn't feel a part of Junkanoo. I didn't feel like Junkanoo was really something Bahamian until I came to Nassau, and I really began to experience Junkanoo. And I have heard from several different sides of the argument that to move Junkanoo away from Bay Street and to move Junior Junkanoo away from Bay Street might be a mistake. I don't know. It may in fact be the future of Junkanoo to put it in the stadium. I myself happen to believe that there are some merits.
Well, I spoke with the minister, right, and he had some very, very good reasons why he should move it, if he does, to the Sports Center.